Welcome, everybody. This is KBM, host of This is Africa. Today's date is Sunday, 24 May 2020. We got a very special guest with us today. Thank you, everybody that had came to the last two live streams with the last two interviews, the Moakazis and Homies and Lifters. This time, we're going to be doing something a little different. I've actually never done an interview like this before in the last few years. This is going to be about beauty and lifestyle, so we're going to get into this for the women. And I'm going to bring her on here real quick. So our special guest is out of Nigeria. Her name is Asmau Zakari, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. So how are you doing, Asmau Zakari?
I'm fine. Good evening, everyone from Nigeria. It's evening here. I'm fine, thank you.
All right. So everybody, make sure you check out her link down in the description box. Do you happen to have an Instagram or any other social media besides YouTube?
I do. Exactly, I do. I have my Instagram, and it's always in my description box. Actually, I have like three Instagrams. Actually, this is it. I have my personal Instagram, then I have my makeup Instagram, and then I have my skincare Instagram.
Okay.
Is it too much?
No, that's not too much. Actually, that's perfect.
Yes, I had to split it so that it doesn't look choked up.
Okay.
Yeah, initially I had my makeup and my skincare line together, and it was looking messy, so I had to separate everything. So my Instagram, my makeup Instagram is A_Z signature makeup.
Could you put that in the chat real quick so people can find it?
All right, let me go.
If you're able to access the chat.
Let me see.
So I'd like to welcome some people that just came in. We have Sizzle Diaries. We have Lily Albini. We have African New TV. We have Pablo's Kitchen. Pablo's Kitchen got monetized not too long ago. Congratulations. We have VOA 11. We also have more people coming in. All right.
Yeah. Let's keep it coming. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, Zakari, is that when we end the stream in about an hour or so, I wanna connect with you on getting all the links to your Instagrams, your different Instagrams, so I can put that in the description box because people are gonna watch the video later.
Yeah, as a replay, exactly. Yeah, perfect.
We also have Homies and Lifters. We also have let me see if I can say it. Ibironke? Is that
Ibironke. Don't worry, I'll help you with some things. Okay. We have Ibironke. Those are my sisters.
Yes, well, welcome everybody for coming in. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start by having you telling us who you are and where you're from and where you're at right now.
All right. Okay, my name is Asmau Zakari. That's just it. And then I'm from Nigeria, actually. I'm from the northern part of Nigeria, though based in the south part of Nigeria. So basically, that's just it, nothing much. And I'm into beauty and lifestyle. If they go to my channel, it's clear. I'm a makeup artist as well. I'm also a skincare specialist. I make formulation on skincare and even hair care. I don't even know why I've not even projected that hair part of my business. But I'm into both skin and hair products. So that's it.
Okay, great. So, well, outside of helping women with their skincare and hair care routines, what does Asmau do for fun?
That's a very difficult one. I think I do I would say I do everything, but actually I love watching movies and I love reading books. That's just it.
Okay. So what is it mostly Nollywood movies or Hollywood movies or?
I watch all of them. I do both local and international.
Well, since the area that you're in right now, have you starred in any movies? Have you been called in to act in any movies in the location? No?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've not. Yeah.
That is the main hub in Nigeria, isn't it?
It is, but I don't think, for me personally, I'm not interested. That's the truth.
Okay.
No problem. Like personally, it's not my thing. I don't see myself being in front of the screen acting. No, I just feel that's tasking. I give it to them. I give it to the actors and actresses. But me, no way.
Well, I get you. I've actually been in a couple movies, but as an extra.
Wow.
So didn't get paid much. You could barely see me. So, but you know, that's how it goes.
I
So,
don't mind working behind the scene though to make my money, but I don't see myself in front of the camera as an actress. So no.
okay. What about like a makeup artist? Have you ever went to them, or have
That's
they ever
no,
came to you?
no, I've not. But I've worked with a couple of musicians.
Okay. Who
Yeah,
are they?
local musicians here in River State. Okay, I've worked with one called Don Case. He's a local musician here in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Yes, I worked at the back of the back say like makeup artist to the extras on his music video. The ladies actually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: do you work from home, have your own boutique, or do you do both?
Okay, now this is it. I have actually my production coming to my skincare product. I have a skincare business called properly registered, in fact, called A to Z Signature Enterprise, which I separated into two, as I said earlier, the makeup part and then the formulation part, which I call the A to Z Signature Natural. So my formulations actually I make them from home. I created a space in my dining area, and that is where I work. That's where I do all of my formulations. But then I have a small shop outside the house, like a little bit 5 minutes walk away from my house, and that's where I market most of my products. And particularly, that is more like my makeup studio as well.
Okay. Now, you said his signature. What again?
A to Z Signature.
Okay. And
Yeah.
is that being distributed throughout different areas of Nigeria?
Yes, different areas in Nigeria. Yes.
Okay.
But
And
outside Nigeria, I think I'm still struggling. So far, I've just been to one place outside Nigeria, and that's Sudan.
okay, now was that
Yeah.
somebody who ordered from you?
Yeah. It was
Okay.
someone who ordered from me. Yeah. It was
Now,
someone
now,
who ordered from me.
now the people in Sudan, like, how did they find you, and how is the process of shipping products to Sudan from Nigeria?
All right. I used our local courier here, the Nile Post. We have an EMS service here that is very active. The Nile Post. That's what I use. That's our local Nigerian logistics service. It goes everywhere in the world.
Okay. Is it expensive
Yeah.
to ship to within Africa?
All right, it depends. They have two packages. They have the fast tracker and then they have the normal one. Now, the fast tracker could take like 5 days, like that's a week. While the normal procedure, the normal delivery could take close to 3 weeks.
Okay.
But then
And
the fast tracker, of course, is expensive. It's
okay.
much more expensive. Yeah.
Do you happen to have a website for your products?
Not yet. I just use Instagram,
Okay, so once you do,
Instagram, Facebook. Yeah.
once you do, are you going to make it possible for people to order online?
Okay.
That was a question. Are you going to make it possible so somebody?
Yeah, sure. I'm working towards having a website. Honestly, I am. I'm working towards that. Seriously.
Okay, so when you do get a website, let me know so I can also add that in the description box later.
It's okay. I'll be on it ASAP.
Okay, great. Now,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that some people in America and the UK and stuff would love to have your product as well, especially after watching some of your
Sure.
videos. They're definitely going to be
Yeah.
interested. So you definitely want to have that set up in the future.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
okay, so that's great. Everybody, just be prepared for that when she has a website and you want to order her product line.
Even before the website, they could still order from
Yeah,
Instagram and
that's
Facebook.
correct.
Yeah, they could still order. It's a procedure, right? It's a process.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question I have for you is, when women come to you for skincare advice, is everyone different, or you know, do you advise people all the same, or do you advise them differently about their skincare? I mean,
Everyone is different. Totally different. Completely different. Okay, this is it. Let me start from the most tedious one, or the ones that I actually tend to call as in, I think those are my problems. Those are the ones that have messed up their skin using chemicals. Those are the ones that I would say when I get in touch with them, I face a lot of difficulty dealing with those set of people. And trust me, it's not just women, even men. I have male customers too that have messed up their skins and they also need help. And the problem with the melanin skin is the fact that when it's messed up, correcting it takes a longer time because, of course, I'm in Africa, so I deal more with the melanin skin. That's our own skin type. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of our melanin skin, of course, there's nothing wrong. Personally, I even have a video. I have nothing against skin bleaching, but the only thing is that it should be done the right way. Avoid chemicals as well. Do you understand? So sometimes when they mess up their skin and they get to a point where they know they have messed up their skin, and there's this especially here in Nigeria, it's very popular that okay, organic skincare therapies could actually fix your skin. So when they come, oh my god, they are usually on my neck. Now the ones that obey the rules and regulations, the ones that follow me by the book, they succeed. Like we get their their melanin popping back. But those that don't obey, we sometimes never get to the right destination. But for those that have not messed up their skin, they have beautiful skin. Wow, I am usually proud to say those people are using my products.
Okay, we got a couple people asking for your IG account. Could you please type it in?
Okay, okay, let me just say it though. I think typing it in might be a little bit difficult for me from this end. It's A_, small A_, Z, signature natural. That's my organic page. Then if you want the make,
Signature natural is all one word?
Yeah, all one word. One word. One word. A_, signature, natural. All of them one word. Very simple to search on Instagram.
Okay, let me try to find that real quick.
Yeah, when you go on my channel, you will see some of my videos. I make videos as well.
So A_Z_ signature natural.
Exactly, that's my name. So the same format too as well, but this time around, the natural is makeup. Now that's for my makeup page.
Okay. Almost there.
Yeah, not difficult to find. The moment you just type A_ signature, it gives you what you want.
Oh yeah, it popped up right away in the search.
Yeah, very simple, very easy. Yeah, very, very easy.
Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and type that in the chat so everybody can get a hold of her through IG. Looks like IG is taking over the world. I might have to get an account anyway.
Exactly. You don't have an account yet, Mr. Africa. No, you need to get one. You need to get one ASAP.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
You need to.
Okay, so the next question I have, like what kind of soaps would you recommend in skincare treatment?
Okay, natural handmade soaps. That's what I recommend. Okay, this is it. The reason why I recommend that most of the time is the fact that those soaps are highly saturated, fat saturated, if you know what I mean, in the sense that we don't take out the glycerin. Now, this industrial soap, I think they have a certain procedure where after producing the soap, they take out the whole glycerin, because why I call glycerin, let me don't be confused, and is the fact that we make this okay, let me talk about my own soap. Let me give you a little bit recipe. I even have some of them on my YouTube channel. Now, the main oils I use for making my handmade soaps is the palm kernel oil or the coconut oil. Now, the palm kernel and the coconut oil could actually substitute. Then the sunflower oil, then the shea butter, and sometimes I add a little bit of the cocoa butter. You understand what I'm saying? Now, yes. These oils are what we use at the beginning of the procedure. But as soon as it goes through the saponification process, now that is the process of handmade soap. Do you understand? Is we use the chemistry formulation of the saponification process. So by the time these things they saponify, that's bringing in the lye and the oil together. Now, when they saponify, it's no longer coconut oil, it's no longer shea butter, it's no longer sunflower oil. Now, the end product of soap making, or rather the byproduct of soap making, is the glycerin. Now, we, the natural skincare formulators, we don't take out our glycerin. We leave it there intact in the soap. So when you use it, it doesn't dry out your skin. And mind you, these oils we're talking about are being measured. They're not just carelessly. I can't just pack a lot of coconut oil and put in a soap, because when I put too much coconut oil, guess what? The soap is going to dry out the skin. So everything is based on measurement. So at the end of the day, the byproduct of this soap making ends up glycerin, and glycerin is very beneficial to the skin. I hope you know that. It helps your skin retain hydration.
Okay.
Good. So we, the handmade, the natural handmade soap makers, we don't take out that oil. We leave it intact. So you're bathing at the same time. You're not stripping your skin off its natural oil. But this other industrial one, I'm not trying to condemn, though, but I'm just trying to make it very clear. Those ones, the glycerin, they have a way of extracting the glycerin, thereby leaving the soap to have a lot of drying effects. And that's why I see some people, when they overuse soaps, especially if they don't know their skin types, when you have a dry skin and you overuse soaps, before anything, you begin to battle dermatitis, which the general name for dermatitis is eczema. But we call it dermatitis. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So a lot of people end up battling that because those soaps they use are too drying. You understand what I'm saying there?
Yes.
But the handmade soap is straightforward as it gets. Just the oils and the light. And then when I want it for lightening, I now add a little bit of lightening ingredients. That's just it.
Okay, so we have a question from the chat from Homies and Lifters. She's asking you, and what do you advise for hyperpigmentation after acne?
Very good, especially if it's on the face. I advise exfoliation. But when the acne is active, you know, when you're actually battling real acne, like it's fresh, you don't exfoliate, because when you exfoliate, it worsens the situation. But when it's healed, you're sure it's healed, then you could involve a little bit of exfoliation and then cleansing. Now when you're cleansing, you use a lot of healthy cleansers. Don't just go for any type of toners. Like personally, if you want to do a DIY, I recommend rose water. Rose water is something very popular and can be found. My ladies, my beautiful ladies, know how to get their rose water. So a little bit of cleansing just to pop out the skin, and a little bit of exfoliating so that it could easily erase the dark spots and the hyperpigmentation. Very necessary. And then if you're a light skin tone person, you try products with a little bit of kojic acid. It helps. Kojic acid or glutathione. So when you're going for ingredients, when you're going for a product, watch out for those ingredients. They help with hyperpigmentation and then spots from acne.
Okay, great. Now, I'd like to give
and all natural ingredients.
I'd like to give a shout out to Extra Step CEO. Thank you for coming in. She also has...
That's my sister in the building. Extra Step CEO. Love you. Sorry, I stepped out without letting you know. Sorry.
She too has a question on the screen. Can you see the questions on the screen that I put up?
The questions are so tiny, but let me try.
How about Dudu Osan?
What's her question?
How about Dudu Osan?
Okay, now when you're using Dudu Osun, my sister, when you have a dry skin or a normal skin type, honestly speaking, I don't recommend Dudu Osun, because it's also in the line of black soap. When you go to my channel, there's a video I made, benefits of African black soap. I spoke about African black soap. You know, it's high in alkaline, so it has the ability to dry out your skin. I am not discouraging it, but it has to be done in a proper formulation with a lot of oils to back it up. Do you understand?
I understand.
Very good. If you must use Dudu Osun, then you must have a very strong moisturizing routine. You need to use a cream and then use an oil as well. Do you understand? You can't just bathe with Dudu Osun and just go on your business like that. No. When you bathe with Dudu Osun, you have to have a strong moisturizing routine. Get your body creams. After rubbing your body creams, you allow it sit on your skin for like 5 minutes. Then you go over it with a good oil.
Okay. Now, being here in the U.S., just about every single soap that you buy off the shelf is damaging to your skin. There's only a couple I can think of by brand, like Dove and Physoderm, which is basically a liquid soap that and I think they're oil based, if I can remember. But basically,
now you understand what I'm talking about. I said now you understand what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah. As a kid, I used to get these weird, just on my forearms only. I don't know why, but kind of like these bump rashes. And the doctor recommended Physoderm back then. Haven't used it since, but it got rid of them. But through the years, you know, any soap that I ever purchased, except for the Dove, it would have some drying effect that would be very
So you have
negative.
your answer. I said you
Yeah.
have your answer. That's what I said at the initial stage.
Yeah.
So now
Okay.
you have your answer. Yeah.
So is it advisable for women to wear lots of makeup on a hot day?
I love makeup, my beautiful ladies. All right. It's okay. It depends on the type of makeup you're wearing on a hot day. Now, like especially our foundations, we have different types of foundations ranging from medium coverage, lightweight foundations, and then full coverage. So technically, just go for lightweight foundations during hot weather. Do you
Okay.
understand what I'm saying here? Yeah, just advise them to go for lightweight foundations, or rather, if you're applying foundation, apply it very light and blend it onto the skin properly. And don't forget to use the primer first, the foundation primer. Very, very necessary. Very necessary. Use the foundation primer first, because the foundation primer is a layer between your product and your skin. So it's very important.
Okay. Do you ever recommend for women to eat certain types of foods? I guess even for men, when it comes
Yes,
to.
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Especially for the skin, the number one I will recommend is something very popular: water. Loads and loads of water is beneficial to the skin. Let me tell you something about the skin. Whatever you put on your skin, as I always say, is equally important as whatever you put in your system. Whatever you put on your skin goes straight to your kidneys. I hope you know that.
Yeah.
Good. So water is very, very key. You understand? Water neutralizes everything. It cleanses the system very well, including the skin. And then I advise a lot of fruits and vegetables, because no matter how well you take care of your skin from the outside, if your system from the inside is not well taken care of, then it might not reflect. Trust me, try fruits and veggies for like a month, Mr. Africa, and you will see what will happen.
I have to agree, because I have done that. I've also done
Good.
water fasting for a couple
Very good.
weeks, and water by
So what
itself,
did
as long
you
as, well, I drank 2 liters or more every single day. I made sure I had that amount. If you have less than that, you're kind of dehydrating your body, to be honest with you,
good?
because you got to think
Exactly.
your body is mostly made up of water. You got
Yes.
solid parts of your body, but
80%.
right.
80% of the body is made up of water.
And when you starve your body, I mean, you got to think of it this way. What are the 3 main things that keep you alive? You have oxygen, water, and food. How long can you go
Simple.
without oxygen? Less than 5 minutes.
Exactly. And let me add something quickly. Let me add something very quickly here. Like for we women especially, there is nothing we cannot do for beauty's sake. Now we, as a woman, like, you just need to regulate the way you take in too much fat. Do you understand? Junk food.
Right.
Even nuts like granuts. That is not funny. Like, you just need to regulate those things, because women, I'm not trying to like flatter women over men, but honestly speaking, our hormones go haywire and we easily react to stress. So when you have stress in you, and then you're adding a lot of fatty foods in your system. Like, let me quickly digress a little. There was a time I was battling acne, like, seriously. Now, it really got to me at the end of the day, because as a skincare therapist, people walk up to me, they look at my skin first as a sample, and then when they see it messed up, of course they might not be convinced to buy your product. So I had to take a break and watch whatever it is I was eating. Initially, I thought it was sugar. I now cut off sugar from my diet. Now it started affecting me. Cutting off sugar started affecting me. I started experiencing pains on my joints.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course, sugar is more of glucose to support your system. I now realized it wasn't sugar that was causing the problem. At the end of the day, I realized it was the granite oil. I was like, the vegetable oil I was consuming in the house that wasn't healthy. You understand? I was consuming an unrefined hair vegetable oil. We're in Africa. We have to like kind of our lifestyle is a little bit not too luxurious, so we need to learn to manage. So I noticed that it was the oil I was the vegetable oil I was consuming at that time that wasn't healthy. So of course I went back to my drawing table, tried my best, and went for a good vegetable oil, and that was it. Acne started disappearing. Acne, and then I had to cut down the way I ate a lot of fatty food. You understand? Initially, I used to take a lot of fried food. So as women, we need to watch that part of our diets, it could affect some of us. That's the truth. It could affect some of us.
I
But
definitely
some
agree.
can go scot-free though, but it could affect even men, not just women, even men. It could also, too much fatty food, too much junk food could actually affect your skin.
I have to agree because growing up here, I've done both, so I know the results. And it's always a little bit longer to rid your body of the toxins than it is to put the toxins in your body.
Thank you very much. Just as it's very easy to gain weight, but very difficult to lose that weight.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a video called "Skin Barrier Damage," and you go into quite a bit of detail. It was a little
Yeah.
interesting on that video. Now, like in that video, can you tell us what you were talking about exactly?
Okay, now with age, this is both genders, but then we women were more we pay a lot of attention to our skin than you men do. Sorry. Okay, with age, yeah, women with age, our teens and our 20s is the best time of our skin glow. But when you attain the age of 30, it's completely different. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, do you know, because the moment you clock 30, as a male or female, automatically your skin lipids have dropped by 30%. Automatically. But when you attain 40, 40%. So you can imagine, I don't need to complete it. So definitely a lot of women getting to 30, they don't even need to tell me they're 30. When they come and they begin to complain, the skin is itchy, is irritating, and all that. Now, that is the beginning of your skin barrier getting damaged. Now, technically, what's happening is, if you watch that video, I spoke about the skin cells, even though I digressed a little bit using the cement and the blocks, which
Right,
I believe a
I
lot of
remember
people
that.
understood me very well, very good.
It was a
Now,
good
the
analogy. Yeah.
lipids, yes. Now, even in real life, when you build, after a while, of course, the lifespan reduces. So definitely, that's what happens to us as we grow older. Whatever it is, whatever structure of our skin, our hair, it reduces. I don't know what I'm trying to say to you. We age.
Right.
Good. Now, this is it. When the lipids are dropping, the way God configured our body and whatever we're lacking, it tells you immediately, one way or the other. Now, the skin barrier damage, the first sign is irritation on the skin. You begin to itch, and then it's worse when you go under the sun and then you're sweaty. Oh my God, it's worse. So the skin barrier damage starts gradually that way, but then it's not like it's a bad thing per se. It's actually telling you that you need to pay attention to your skin. Do you understand?
Yeah, you just gave me an idea because I've noticed this with myself. Like I have like kind of like normal oily skin, if there is such a thing. Not too
Yeah.
much, not too little. But I noticed when I used to work out a lot, every time I would work out and sweat, it seems like the sweat would wash away all the oils on my skin.
Exactly. You
Is
get it
that
there.
normal?
Now, yeah, exactly. Now, these are things that we do. These are daily activities that we do that a lot of time we don't take note of, and that's what messes up our skin. You understand? So now in that part, like you, now in your own case, I will recommend you to drink a lot of water. You need to replace that fluid. You need to just replace that fluid. And then you have to try. I don't know how much your exposure to sun is. You have to try exfoliating. Now that's something very, very important. Now let me tell you the way the skin is. We build up a lot of dead skin cells.
Yeah.
And that dead skin cells, they become a barrier on our skin. And that's why I see some women will tell you that they use products and those products don't work on their skin. Now, definitely it won't work because there's something covering it, and that's the dead skin cells. Now, you need to take it off, and taking it off is by exfoliating. I still have a video in my channel talking about chemical versus physical exfoliation. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I have a video like that, so just go to my channel and check. I have a video talking about exfoliation. Now, I spoke about the two types of exfoliation. That's the chemical and the physical exfoliation. They all work the same. What I mean by they all work the same, they take out the dead skin cells. But then they are two different procedures. One is chemically done, while the other is physically done. Which personally, if you ask me, I like to recommend the physical exfoliation, because the chemical exfoliation is something very. It's more like something very, just as it's called chemical. You have to be very careful. There's a lot of let's say there's a lot of investigate. You need to investigate your skin properly before you use chemical exfoliants. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, let me just throw it out a little bit. Most ladies, I know we understand what I'm trying to say to you. The most popular chemical exfoliants are the salicylic acid, the glycolic acid, the lactic acid in some cases, the malic acid. Now, all these are acids. Now, forget I'm calling them acid. They're not as dangerous as you think they are. They're not the normal acids that you know.
Just
Don't
the
get
word
scared.
acid scares people. Yeah.
Very good. They're just, yeah, the most of the time they're just will I say natural acids or so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, these acids don't work for all skin types. Now, let me give you an example. When you have a dry skin, don't even go close to salicylic acid. Don't dare do that. It's going to freaking crack your skin. Do you understand? Now, glycolic acid, it could favor those with oily skin, but you need to still be very, very careful, because I've met some clients that will tell me glycolic products with glycolic acid actually gave them outbreak. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's why you see the chemical exfoliation is something that is more like a test. You have to keep testing before you find out which one is suitable for your skin. I cannot tell you that this general one is suitable for the skin. No, my dear. You just have to try this. But the ones that I tried to discourage people from abusing is the lactic acid, because that one has a very strong peeling ability. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Good. So, but that part of the acid, I like to deal with it professionally on a very high professional level. Do you understand? But the most common one that I recommend to people is the physical one, where you could use your face scrubs, you could use your body scrubs, you could use brushes, and you could also use sponges. Those ones that are physical way of exfoliation. But one very important thing is that just because we recommend exfoliating to make the skin glow does not mean you should overdo it. There are some people that tell you they exfoliate every day. Now that's a big mistake. You don't exfoliate every day, at least by the nature of your skin. If you have a dry skin type, once in a week is okay. If you have a normal skin type, twice a week is okay. If you have an oily skin, like a super oily skin, then maybe I could recommend 3 times in a week.
Yeah, it's well, for men who shave like I do, I'm already exfoliating my face every time I shave, and it's always smoother, younger looking. And a lot of men who shave for years, they look younger throughout their years, their 30s, their 40s, or 50s, as long as they're not putting a bunch of toxins in their body.
But then you have to involve a lot of moisture. You need to moisturize a lot as well.
Yeah.
Very good.
But one thing that the razor doesn't touch is the forehead. And the forehead, to be honest with you, you can use your fingertips. You can use your fingertips that's not too dry, and just basically rub your forehead with a little bit of water, and it will get rid of a lot of the dead skin.
Exactly, but you make sure your hands are clean.
Right.
First, exactly, yeah.
And as far as using the scrub sponges and stuff like that, I use one for the back, because you really can't reach the back without a little bit of help. So
exactly.
And if anybody's itching anywhere on their body, and they all of a sudden start rubbing the skin off, and it no longer itches after you wash it, it's because of that dead skin.
Exactly. The dead skin cells, it like more of it's a barrier. Like it forms, if it's too much, it even forms a barrier between your skin and the product. So when you're applying products, it's more like you're just layering and worsening the situation. And let me add here quickly, the female folks, we the women, we battle it more on our faces, especially for those of us that apply makeup. Now, these makeup products, what I would like to know, they are chemicals. That's the truth. And our skin recognizes it as bacteria, honestly speaking.
Okay.
So you need to take it out. If you have a strong makeup routine, you should also have a good cleansing routine. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because a little bit of makeup left in the skin and you go to bed with it, when you have a sensitive skin, it's definitely going to react for sure. I assure you.
And so, like, to follow up on that, you also went into repairing skin damage. To repair the skin barrier correctly, what is a person to do?
Very good. First and foremost, the ceramides. Those are the very popular ones. And the ceramides, they mimic the skin lipids. So that is the very first fix of your skin barrier damage. Then another fix is the fatty acids. Now the fatty acid, we have the oleic and the linoleic acid. You understand? Now the oleic is more favorable for people with the dry skin, because it has a high percentage of oil, almost omega-6 or omega-9. Am I communicating here? I hope I'm not being too advanced. If I'm being too advanced, let me know so that I can break it down. You see the comments, I don't really see the comments. Am I being too advanced?
I don't think so. But what
Good.
I am gonna do is I'm gonna put people's questions. So I'm gonna pay a little more attention to the chat.
Please
Even just
do.
basic comments. I'm gonna put some of those up because there's some good comments in there as well.
Very
Um,
good. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So, fixing the skin barrier damage, as I said, the first one is the ceramide, and the second one is the fatty acid. That's we have the oleic and the linoleic acids. Now, the oleic are mostly the high fatty acid, omega 6, omega 9. Now, those ones I don't recommend it for oily skin type because it could easily backfire. But the dry skin type could benefit from those ones. Then the linoleic acids are the ones that are mostly the omega 3 acids, which are in between. They are very moderate. Those ones could actually fix your skin barrier damage. And then the last but not the least are the cholesterol. Now, when I mean by cholesterol, we're talking of healthy oils for the skin, like the sunflower oil, like the argan oil, and then the favorite is the jojoba oil. Now, some people call it jojoba, but professionally it's called jojoba, even though the spelling is Jojoba. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Mhm.
Now that oil, that cholesterol oil, it has this. It mimics the skin oil. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it's suitable for all skin types, be it the normal skin, the oily skin, the sensitive skin, the dry skin. So those three will fix your skin barrier damage ASAP. But then let me add something again very quickly. Some people use only oil. I get a lot of people saying I use only oil on my skin. Now that is not really advisable. Oil is just a sealant. It's not a moisturizer. It could moisturize you for a little while, but the moment the weather begins to get dry, it no longer sustains your skin. Unfortunately, you begin to experience dryness or rashes. So technically, I advise a moisturizer first, even if it's a lotion. I don't even know what I'm trying to say to you. You moisturize your skin first before you add oil to it. Though some people will tell you they add oil directly into the skin, it's all choice. But technically, I prefer to moisturize first, then add oil on top, especially when you're 30 and above. Your oil game has to be on point. Like you just have to be friends with oil.
Friends with
Healthy
oil.
oil, not just any type of oil. Healthy oil, not heavy oils like coconut oil. I really don't recommend oils like coconut oil because they have a very high comedogenic level. They can easily block the pores, especially when you have an oily skin. It could worsen your situation. So go mostly for vegetable oils, or rather, I'll call them cholesterol oils. Like example, the sunflower oil is even much more popular. And you could also try olive oil as well. It's not too heavy. It's equally good. But then go more for oils.
Friends with oils. You
So
should trademark that.
yeah, you said?
You should trademark friends of oils or friends with oils.
Yes.
Trademark
What
that.
are you saying? Oh my god. Smack your skin. At least especially advisable at night when the weather is not too hot. You could cover your skin in oils. And mind you, ladies in the house is anti-aging, so you know what I mean.
So I did find a couple questions on up from the previous question that I asked you. So Homies and Lifters has a couple questions. The one that I just found is it good to use sunscreen as a primer? I've been using it for years now since sunscreen is a must, they say. So obviously she's talking about the media or whoever companies are saying that.
Yes, sunscreen is a girl's best friend, honestly speaking, because I don't know the way the female skin is. We easily burn under the sun. But then let me just quickly add, please, when you're using sunscreen, don't use chemical sunscreen. Use mineral sunscreens. Like when you're buying products with sunscreen, make sure you check the ingredients. Make sure they are mineral sunscreen. Example of mineral and the most popular sunscreens are the titanium oxide and the zinc oxide. When you see oxyben, please avoid it. Try to avoid those ones. Those ones are chemical sunscreens. They could backfire. I don't know what I'm trying to say to you. The mineral sunscreens are the best. They protect you from both the UVA and the UVB rays.
Okay, I also like to give a quick shout out to a couple more people I've seen come in. We have Miss Mikwele came in from Kenya. We also have Ife from Nigeria.
Welcome.
I just saw one more. Hold on one second here. Oh, Manly King from Kenya. Thank you for coming in. So,
all right.
So
I can
basically,
see Bironke's comments. Mironke, thank you. I'm beginning to see some of them popping up a little bit.
okay, and there's another. I think there's another question here. Extra Step CEO said, "Really, I'm hearing that pronunciation for the first time. We are all." Oh, Jojoba
It's
oil gain.
extra steps is called jojoba, but you know, as an amateur, no problem. I'll permit you to call it jojoba, but it's actually jojoba oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, you got me. So my next question here is this will probably be the only controversial one. You slightly brought it up that you're not against it, but in your opinion, or better yet, are you pro or anti skin bleaching, and why?
To be honest with you, I'm a businesswoman and I make creams, soaps that could actually lighten the skin. Now, I'm not against bleaching, to be honest with you, but I am just an advocate for do it correctly, do it properly, do it with the right ingredients. Do you understand? Don't do it with chemical, and it should have a limit. I made a video about skin bleaching. Like, if you must bleach your skin, it's okay to bleach it away from your original tone, let's say by 2, 3, 4 tones away from your original tone. When you begin to approach 5, 6, 7, come on, it doesn't look good anymore. And then you have to mind the kind of ingredients you use in your bleaching. Like, you need to know, like, especially the most popular ones that I discourage is the use of hydroquinone, is the use of steroids, and then mercury. Avoid products with those kind of ingredients. They are not good for the skin. This is what they do. They erode your melanin, especially we, the melanin beauties. They erode your melanin off your skin. Honestly, and when you erode your melanin, your skin is left bare and vulnerable to all sorts of attack. Do you understand? When you're doing it in a much more better way, in the right way, now what you'll be doing will be inhibiting the melanin. Now that's reducing it. There's one of in my video of let's talk about skin bleaching. I made an example with a plant. When a plant is outside growing, it grows faster, right?
Yes.
Because it has all the nutrients from the sunlight, photosynthesis, and all that. When you bring it indoors, it still grows, right? But this time it grows slower.
Right?
Now, very good. Now, at the end of the day, just taking it from outside and bringing it in does not mean you have caused any harm. It's just that you have reduced the rate of growth. But it will still grow. I hope you know that. And it will still be healthy.
Right.
So technically, when you're using the right ingredients to bleach the skin, now all you're doing to your melanin is you're inhibiting the melanin. When you're using the wrong ingredients, my lovely beauties, you're actually eroding the melanin, and honestly, in the long run, it's going to have a negative effect.
All right, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Some Media One. Thank you for coming in. Afrogenic is also in.
Afrogenic! Oh!
We also
she's the real. She's Afrogenic is, in fact, I don't want to say too much. Well, but I love you all. I love you, all of you. I so appreciate your presence here. I love you so much.
We also have Talk with Nancy. Thank you for coming in.
Talk with Nancy. What's up?
Okay, so you see,
beautiful ladies, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so you touched a little bit on this one as well on my next question. You seem to go in depth about organic plants, inorganic and natural. Tell us what is the difference and why is that important? Very good.
In fact, I think this is one of my favorite questions so far. Now, now with the invent of natural skincare, and that is what even brings me to my name, my business name, A to Z Signature Natural. Now, a lot of skincare shops, they go for organic, which I don't really agree with it. Are you sure you're doing organic? Now, let me tell you something quickly. I have an aloe vera. I have this aloe vera plant at my backyard. Now, from the inception of that aloe vera, I had only used the soil from the ground, like the soil from my compound. I used it to plant that aloe vera. And since I dropped that aloe vera in that bucket, I have never added pesticide. I have never added fertilizers. It's growing on its own with the natural sunlight, the natural rainfall. Now I have the bragging right to call my aloe vera organic. Do you understand?
Right.
Because there is no chemical that has been added to it. If I must add maybe a form of fertilizer, I will go for maybe animal dung. And I will make sure that animal is feeding on organic food. So can you see how difficult organic is?
Right. It's a quite a process that you have to keep track
It's
of.
quite a, and that is why it's very expensive.
Mm.
Do you understand? Now that is organic. Then when you come to inorganic, now for I don't know if you did a little bit of chemistry. Now we have the periodic table, that's the chemical table. Now those elements there, or rather those ingredients there, these are ingredients that we cannot say this is how it was produced. I'll say they are God-made ingredients. And such example is the gold, the silver, the diamond. Mr. Africa, you didn't produce that, did you? We just came to find it.
Right.
And then we found out is some of these elements, some of these compounds are very beneficial for skincare use. Not all though, because mercury is not beneficial for skincare use. It's one of those ingredients that I advise people to stay away from. So that is where the inorganic comes up. Now let me come back to my soap that we're talking about. Now soap, I told you we use the chemical process called saponification. And the saponification is the coming together of the lye and then the oil. When they saponify, they form soap. Now, let me tell you something quickly. The lye is the sodium hydroxide. We have two types of lye. We have the sodium hydroxide, we have the potassium hydroxide. When you go on my channel, you will understand it very well. The sodium hydroxide is what we use to make bar soaps, the cold press soaps. And then the potassium hydroxide is what we use to make the liquid soaps. Now, technically, the difference between these two compounds, which they are generally called lye. Am I clear here or am I too fast?
No. You're just fine. Your speed is perfect.
Very good. Now their general name are called lye, but we have two types of lye. We have the sodium hydroxide, which has the chemical formula of Na0H. When we have the potassium hydroxide, which has the chemical formula of KOH. Do you understand? So technically, the difference between these two compounds is the boiling point. Now the sodium hydroxide has a high boiling point. It could actually burn. So each time I'm making soaps, I make sure my kids are not close by. You make sure you don't have pets around because that could burn. Do you understand? Then the potassium hydroxide, its boiling point is not as high as the sodium hydroxide. And that's why we use it for hot press soaps. Now we use heat to actually process that soap. Do you understand? Because the boiling point is not that high.
Right.
Am I clear here?
Yes.
Very good. So coming back to compounds now, inorganic. Now that is where sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide are all inorganic compounds. Am I clear here?
Yes.
Then coming back to natural, which is what we are actually doing. We are skincare specialists or formulators. Now what we're doing is natural. What I mean by what we're doing is natural is maybe I want to make a carrot oil. Let me just make a general example, which I see flying all over the internet these days, how to make carrot oil. Now, you can't make that carrot oil and confidently call it organic. Do you know why I said so? Because you didn't grow that carrot. You don't know the procedure of growing that carrot. Fertilizers might be added. In fact, there was a video I watched. In fact, I was more interested in almost chewing the carrot if I could than actually admiring the oil she produced out of the carrots. These carrots were so big. Now, nobody needs to tell you that is a hybrided carrot. And trust me, is not organic. Now, that's a natural carrot. Am I clear here?
Very clear.
Very good. So technically,
so unless you have control of every aspect, like
very good, then you have
right.
Perfect. Then you have the bragging right to say, I made an organic carrot oil. Otherwise, call it a natural carrot oil because you don't know how it was produced from the farm. You don't know how it was produced from the garden. You don't know what was added into it. So all you are left with is a natural ingredient, which that is what we do. Because me, I buy ingredients from all over the place. I am based in Nigeria, as I told you, the south part of Nigeria. I bring most of my ingredients from the north, the south, the east. Okay.
No, go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Can you all hear me? Very good. Okay, you're sharing this. Okay. Now, I bring in my products from all over Nigeria. I bring it from the north, from the south, from the west, wherever I get whatever it is I want that is legit. Now, I can't tell you for sure. Example, the shea butter I'm bringing into my production room. I can't tell you for sure that shea butter is processed without fertilizer, without pesticide. But I buy it. It's natural, and I make my products. Do you understand? So that's the difference between these two, natural, organic, and inorganic. Am I clear here?
Very clear.
Very good. So that's just it.
I also like to give a quick shout out to a couple more people that came in. We have Glorious Ways TV. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Out of Uganda, we have B&T Lifelane. Thank you, ladies, for being here. We also have Mary Samuel. She just came in not too long ago. We also have Helveron, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Okay. Hello. Oh, that's my sister, Helveron. Yes. Okay, let me
Helveron, okay.
quickly shout out. Oh, sorry. Let me quickly shout out. I belong to a group, Women on YouTube. And one of our coaches on that group is Afrogenic. So there is a platform that is meant for female content creators all over the world.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is where we get to connect and rub minds, even collaborate with each other. Collaboration also helps to grow one's channel or one's popularity. Like now, it's thanks to collaboration with This is Africa that I'm sitting down in front of the screen talking to everybody here. So that group is a group that is connecting a lot of female content creators. You could check them out on Instagram as well. Women on YouTube. We're
Yeah, no,
also on Instagram. It's an amazing movement. Honestly speaking, check us out on Instagram.
yeah. Also, the ladies from Uganda, B&T Lifelane, they belong to a huge Ugandan content creators group over there.
Wow.
That's been going on
Okay.
for probably over a year that I've seen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Ours have not been so long, just like a month or two ago. But it's doing very fine. It's doing very, very fine. One of our coaches, as I told you, is Afrogenic. Then we have
Mm-hmm.
DN Vlogs. She's also
Mm-hmm.
a big YouTuber as well. I think based in the UK or so. And then we have T Vlogs. That is she's actually the convener, and she's here in Port Harcourt. Yes, she's my Port Harcourt sister actually. So
Okay.
it's a group that is bringing in all female content creators. All we don't mind where you're coming from. Either you're coming from Europe or Africa or Asia, you're welcome. We just need
Great.
to connect as women. We need to support each other.
Great. That's good news. Now, with
Yeah.
that information you just gave, is that like a WhatsApp group or something else?
Yes, it's a WhatsApp group, but you could connect on Instagram
Okay.
first. Yeah,
Okay.
but right now we're trending both on Instagram and WhatsApp. We're also trending on YouTube because we do a lot of live streams as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you said in one of your videos, you took chemistry in school. How has that helped you?
Wow, a lot. Like for me, I feel I am where I am today because I did sciences in school. So
Mm-hmm.
when even when I was training for this course, because this is something that you have to, I'm even coming up with a video on what to know before you start skincare business. Now, when I was on training, I had other I had other classmates, of course. Now, those that were not science inclined were finding it very difficult to understand what was going on in the class. Honestly speaking, a lot of skincare business is surrounded within organic, inorganic, and natural, as I told you. And inorganic has to do with a lot of chemistry. Even in elementary school, we had organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry. So honestly speaking, I think sciences is involved in skincare business formulation. It's very, very key. For me, it gave me a very strong background. Honestly speaking, it did.
Okay, so I'm going to send a link via email to Afrogenic. She has a question.
All right.
Hopefully it's for her and not me because I'm the host, not the guest. So let me send that email to her real quick.
All right.
Now the next question, while I'm sending this email, the next question I have for you, I see you're into like business of agro, and you attended a seminar called the Farmers Community. Tell us about that seminar.
All right. Now it's even though it's so unfortunate that the lockdown has affected that event, it has affected that fair. But shout out to my Port Harcourt people, the ones that are here, the ones that are not here, the farmers community. Like that is like the best thing that's happened to me here in Port Harcourt. Okay, this is how it is. It's all about agro business, where we market agro-based products. Now, the agro department is separated into like three. We have the plant, we have the animal, and then we have the beauty part. So personally, I represent the beauty part in the farmers community. if you watch my vlog, you could see other products, poultry products, eggs, chickens, turkey. Then you could also see other food products, vegetables, fruits, other food flours, millet, and all that. Now, it's a community that was put together by our convener is called. She's here. She's popular here in Port Harcourt. She's a naturalista. Her name is Ibn Abo. I wish I sent this to her for her to even be here, but whatever. I will let her know to watch the replay. Now, she is someone that came up with this idea of the farmers community. And you know, the farmers community right now, as I speak to you, is rescuing a lot of Port Harcourt residents, in the sense that you could just place order of what you want. Is it beans? Is it rice? Is it vegetable? Is it fruit? You could just place order, and we use a lot of courier services, logistic services, and it's dropped right in front of your house. So it's a community where we're encouraging agric, because honestly speaking, in Nigeria, we have relied so much on oil. And to be honest with you, gradually the oil is not even paying as much as it used to. So we're trying to look at other sources of income, and agriculture is one of them. So that is the reason for that farmers community that was built up. But for now, it's just in Port Harcourt, is nowhere else. For now, we're just localized here in Port Harcourt, and by July, it's going to be up to a year. So it's something that we have not spread it yet, but it's gradually becoming a franchise.
Okay, so you're talking part of that is the door-to-door delivery.
Yes, part of that we offer door-to-door delivery. Like even now, even in the lockdown, I still get customers that contact me for products, and I send them to them. We have good courier services around here.
Okay, because
local ones, yeah.
Like I really didn't see it in Kenya, to be honest with you.
Oh wow!
I know it's happening a little bit with a couple different companies, but you know, countries like the U.S. and the UK and everything, they depend a lot on door-to-door delivery for a lot of different services. One great example is delivering pizza. So for anybody that's got like business ideas,
okay,
you know,
now it's beginning to work here for us in Nigeria. It is picking up drastically. We have, as I told you, I use our own federal courier service. That's the night post. But we have other private owned, like the DHL, the FedEx, the GIG. God is Good Logistics. We have other logistics companies that are also picking up very fast in Africa, in Nigeria as well.
I also like to give a shout out to Combatant
Wow.
Maggie. we also.
All right, before we started this live, I was telling you about where I come from. Now, Combatant Maggie is coming from where I come from. She's coming from the north central part of Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, she's also, you understand. So we're sisters. You understand?
Well, welcome, Maggie, and I also see the other Mary, and I'm going to go ahead and attempt this. So if you all want to laugh, that's okay. Mary, it's not to butcher your name, but your last name, Enegoe.
Let me see if I could help you with that.
Obviously, it was wrong.
Okay, Mary Enagwe. I hope I got it correctly. Yeah, I hope I got it correctly too. At least I have the better Nigerian accent than you do. Combatant Maggie, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So the other thing, now you mentioned something about steroids in skincare. What should people know about steroids?
Very good. I spoke about it at first. When it comes to skin bleaching, a lot of women, let me talk for Nigeria, let me don't generalize, they use a lot of steroids. And steroids are not for skincare. Honestly, like when I mean by they're not for skincare, they're not for prolonged use. Do you understand what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Now, now a lot of dermatologists, they recommend steroids, but steroids are meant for a certain reason. What I mean by a certain reason, let's example you're battling with dermatitis and you really want it off the skin fast. Now, most dermatologists will definitely recommend steroids. But let me tell you something about steroids. Steroids only reduces. It doesn't cure. Do you understand? So when dermatologists recommend steroids, they recommend it just like any prescription drugs. They recommend it for use in maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months. As soon as the problem is solved, it ends there. But unfortunately, some women, even men too, they use it now for skincare purposes. Which, let me tell you what steroid does. Steroid thins out the skin. It creates this green, your veins begin to look green. The skin becomes very sensitive. Like, steroid does a lot of harm than good on the skin, honestly. When you're using steroid, use it for the reason and the time it's supposed to be used, not for a continuous use. So women,
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, they get addicted to steroid. Yeah, Afrogenic in the building.
Yeah. Pleasure being here.
Afrogenic, we made it happen. You see, we made it happen.
Yes, nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
Welcome,
Thank you so much, my sister.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm giving the whole of this credit to Afrogenic.
Oh, no. Let's give the credit to God. And okay, let's give the thanks to God and credit to This is Africa. We are in This is Africa's house.
Yes, he's hosting us nicely.
A lot of women in his house.
Yeah.
This is Africa. Thank you so much for the platform.
You're welcome. No problem.
I really appreciate. Sis, I have so much to ask. But please let me just sum up everything in one question.
I love my
Melanie. I love my Melanie, you know. So, but recently I discovered that there are so many products in the market that is interfering with the natural glow, the natural oil that every human has. Okay. You know, like a couple of weeks ago, you and I had a discussion. And I remember telling you that though the lockdown affected, you haven't been receiving enough sunlight and all that. But then I realized that I'm having breakouts, just a lot of breakouts. And I'm beginning to link that to the fact that I'm not getting enough vitamin D from the sun due to the lockdown and all that. Am I correct?
Yes, and maybe you're stressing yourself. Afrogenic, you're not sleeping well too as well. I think that can also cause that.
Sleeping well, I want to sleep well on top of the matter.
My sister, just just be off your phone sometimes. Yeah, be off your phone, be off your phone. We agree.
I think I need to, because sometimes some of you will call me 2 a.m. Like,
sorry, I know I do that, and I'm sorry.
Don't these people know that it's 2 a.m. in Nigeria? And when I try to check their time difference, I'll discover is it that the person is in America with a lot of time difference. Even the Philippines. I get calls from the Philippines at 2 a.m. Like, God, have mercy on me. And I usually don't like to switch off my phone. So if you say stress is one of the reasons I'm having breakouts,
is there anything else I can do? Just try and relax. And maybe I think you have to see, okay, now you just spoke about foundation Milani. Now let me tell you something. Milani is a luminous foundation. It has a lot of oil. So when you're taking it out, I hope your cleansing game is top notch.
I do my best to clean.
Are you sure? And how often do you exfoliate?
I think I let exfoliate. I think I do that once in a while.
That's poor now. Once in a while is very poor. But Milani is a luminous foundation. Now, Milani is a luminous foundation. It has oil in it. So it's mostly suitable for dry skin types. But you, as an oily skin, I don't know if you have an oily skin. Okay, you told me once that you had an oily skin. Now, Milani might not be good for you. Or if you must continue using Milani, then look for a mattifying primer. A primer that has a high mattifying level. Right? Since you're in Nigeria, you can go for Zaron. Zaron has a good mattifying level.
Zaron, yeah.
It has a very good mattifying level. We have Zaron. We have you can go for Becca too. Becca too has a very good mattifying level.
Wow. Okay.
You could also do Tara. Tara too is not bad.
Okay. So for those of us that are advancing age-wise, when we begin to look at some fine lines, is there anything we can do to help that? I know you cannot stop the hand of
exactly, but you could slow it. I said, but you could slow it a little bit.
So sometimes when I look at my face, it's like I'm beginning to see some fine lines and all that.
It's normal, my sister. Okay, I could advise you to, if you could read, as in you're in Lagos, of course, you could involve a little bit of retinol into your skincare routine.
Retinol. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could do a lot of oils as well.
Okay, so we just pray the lockdown is over quickly so that
Yes, the
you can
lockdown is
help out.
time. Yes, my sister is
Because
really. If not, I would have sent you a product now. Come on, you're my sis. You know I can do anything for you.
all that you have been saying got me scared the more. A lot of products in the market, they are not what they claim to be. I've been backdoor since, and I've been listening to all that you're saying. Truly, if you come to Lagos, you see a carrot as big as cucumber. I'm telling you,
It's not organic. It's natural. Now it's
the
hybrid.
size of cucumber. I'm telling you. So you just begin to look at it that so full of, it's so beautiful, but there is nothing inside.
Chemical. It's chemical.
Nothing
Sometimes
inside.
I'm tempted to call it chaff.
Honestly. So
That's
I'm scared. Well, it's good. I am knowing this now. It will help us to really know how to order for some of those things. And I
But as
pray
I
that
said,
God will direct us to.
amen. And as I always say, water again is key. Drink a lot of water. Consume a
You know
lot
I'm a
of
singer.
water.
You know I'm a singer.
Good.
I don't joke with water.
So you have to take a lot of water, exactly.
I don't go for water when I'm thirsty. Like what I learned while in school is once you're thirsty, it's late to drink water. If you wait until you're thirsty before you reach out for water, then it's late.
Yes. You don't drink. Yes,
Don't drink
you
water
don't.
when
When
you're
perfect. You're very correct. Perfect.
So always don't wait until you're thirsty before you reach for
Don't wait
water.
until. In fact, it could even get that bad. You know, hiccups. Hiccups too is a sign of dehydration. I hope you know that.
I know.
When you begin to hiccup, that's why they tell you go and drink water. Now it's a sign of dehydration.
I know.
Which you should try not to allow yourself get to that point. I say try not to allow yourself get to that point.
Yes.
No.
I like to add a little bit because she started off, if I can remember, with vitamin D. Now, where I live right now, I would say the skies are cloudy anywhere from 9 to 10 months out of the year. So I don't get much vitamin D. It's something I have to do an intake with. And a lot of people don't, when the sun comes out, and I grew up in a desert environment. So where I live now is definitely not a desert environment. But when the sun comes out, and if people pay attention, is like when you don't have it for a while, if your body feels like it's acting like a solar panel. It's absorbing all that vitamin D from the sun. And it's a good thing. Now, one thing I notice in Kenya is that when the sun is out, it doesn't matter if it's really hot or mild, a lot of people are staying indoors if they don't have to go out to work or go to the shop or what have you. They stay indoors. And I'm like thinking, well, I'm taking advantage of this. You know, I'm not over here where I am. I'm over in Africa where the sun is plentiful in most places. I'm going to take advantage of that because that vitamin D from the sun, not just what you intake on foods, is something that definitely benefits your skin as well as your overall health.
Definitely.
So, I have actually woken up on certain days just because the sun hit my skin. If anybody thinks about that, it's pretty much happened to everybody. You maybe you're indoors for a couple days. You know, your house is pretty much dark, no sunlight. Then you go out in the sun. It feels really good. It's because your body is craving what the sun is providing.
Very good. It brightens up the skin. Like my skin, for instance, I get a lot of it and I feel so good. The skin comes out on its own.
Let me add quickly, we the melanin skin, our melanin relies on the sun.
Yes.
Now that's what strengthens it. So honestly speaking, the melanin skin, the sun is like our main source of power supply.
Yes.
That's why when you even when you give birth to new babies here, our practice, they say take the child under the sun, especially that early morning sun, the vitamin D.
That early morning sun, yes.
Yes, that's 7 a.m. exactly 8 a.m. sun. So we the melanin skin, that is our fertilizer. You understand? But too much of it again can burn you as well.
Yeah.
So everything is in moderation.
It can
yes. It could actually even give some people sunburn, especially as I always say, those that are using harmful chemicals. Because these harmful chemicals, they react to the sunlight.
Yes.
Good.
So true.
So that's so true. Especially the steroids. It could just mess up your skin configuration completely.
Wow.
So Asmau, I have another question for you.
All right.
I guess it was kind of already covered in a way, but since we're talking about products mainly for women, is there a few different products that you can also be used for a man? And if so, what do you recommend?
Very good. In fact, like honestly speaking, like the products I make, even though men, as I told you, are not really into lightening, though there are some men that still want to lighten, but like when you look at the proportion of men that want to lighten their skin is lesser than women. So technically, most of my products for men are more like just chocolate kind of products that just maintain their skin. Do you understand? But our skincare practices could actually be similar. That's like exfoliating, moisturizing, oiling. Even men could actually benefit from that as well.
Okay. So,
yeah, men, even children. Like my products are friendly for all ranges, old, young, babies, all of them.
Okay, talking about exfoliation, like how often should one exfoliate?
Okay, like I said at the beginning, maybe you were not there yet. I said for dry skin type, it's advisable to exfoliate once a week. For normal skin, twice a week. For oily skin, at least 3 times a week.
Wow, 3.
Yes, 3.
I
But
can't
then,
remember exfoliating 3 times
but then
a month.
you see, so you have to try and step it up. Now, but let me add something. Let me add quickly. Just because you have an oily skin, like I have a video also on my channel that spoke about how to care for oily skin, dry skin, normal skin, and even
I
all
once
skin types.
promoted the oily skin. I've seen it.
Yes, no. That one you promoted was essential oils for oily skin.
Oh, okay.
Yes, now I have a video, maybe my early videos, you didn't go down there, on how to care for oily skin type, dry skin types, and normal skin type. Okay, just because you have an oily skin type, does not mean that oily skin will remain oily. I don't know what I'm trying to say to you. Now, your skincare practice determines. Yeah, now there are a lot of people that have messed up their skin types, that they end up having skin types that are not really their skin types. Am I clear? Let me give you an example. Good. Let me give you an example. I have met clients that have normal skin, but due to poor skin practices, they ended up having dry skin or oily skin. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I do.
So just because today Afrogenic has an oily skin does not mean you will have an oily skin all your life. You could actually change it. Now, the ideal skin type, of course, is a normal skin type, which has the average amount of oil and also average amount of moisture. Are you understanding? Now, that's where you determine skin type. And this is Africa. That is where the skin type comes into play. Now, the dry skin have low amount of oil, low amount of moisture. In fact, sometimes it finds it difficult to even retain moisture. So the skin always has a dry feel. Then when you talk of oily skin, now the oily skin has a higher amount of oil and not so high amount of moisture. Very good. Now the normal skin has a balance. Do you understand?
The oil on my face, you can fry egg with the oil coming from my face.
Now that is where the skin type, now that's where the skin type comes to play. Do you understand? So that's why when you talk of products, when people, sometimes you see, even if it's an online consultation I'm doing, I always ask, what is your skin type? Even though some people find it difficult to understand the difference between skin type and skin tone. Now, skin tone is skin tone is what category of like your skin shade. Like me, I could call myself a light skin toned person. You understand? Now we have a hair. Like my sister, combatant Maggie, I could call her a dark skin tone lady. Do you understand? Then you Afrogenic, I could put you under the category of caramel skin tone. Now you're not really dark, but then you're not really light. You're in between. Now those ones we call them caramel. Now those ones we call them caramel tone.
Okay.
Do you understand? Yes. Then the light skin tone, of course, you're obviously light. Now most light skin tone people, we still digress into sensitive skin. Even though I'm not saying the dark skin too could not fall into sensitive skin category, but most light skin tones, they have a lot of sensitive skin, especially those ladies that are very light in complexion.
Wow.
Those ones, when they go under the sun, you could see them, they are physically burning, they become red. I don't know what I'm trying to say to you. That's so when you come to skin, we have skin tones and then we have skin types. Now, skin tones, irrespective of whether you're light skin or dark skin or caramel tone, you could still fall in the category of dry skin, oily skin, or normal skin. And then you could still fall in the category of sensitive skin.
So we have a question in the chat for you. Marie is asking, how do I even know my skin type? Me, I don't get it with my skin.
Okay, there's a manual way. Though, like me personally, as a professional, I have a skin testing device which I use to test people's skin. But then manually, you could test your skin. Now, this is how you do it. You wash your face in the night before you sleep. Like I advise, it mostly an overnight kind of test. You wash your face overnight and don't apply any moisturizer on the face. Just wash. Do you understand? Don't wash with a harsh soap. Just wash with a mild, friendly soap. Are you on? Am I communicating?
I think so.
All right. Now
Yes.
wash the face. Very good. Now wash the face at night. Now don't apply anything. Don't apply any moisturizer. Don't apply any oil. Just leave it the way it is and allow it to dry naturally. Don't use towel. Do you understand? Allow it to air dry. Then go to bed. Now in the morning, that is where you determine your skin type. When you wake up in the morning and you notice that the face is dry, like it's not oily, now you fall in the category of a dry skin tone. Now, when you wake up in the morning and you notice there is oil, especially on the T-zone, that's the nose area,
Exactly.
when you notice
And the
a
forehead.
lot of oil there, now on the forehead, it's shiny. Now, when you notice a lot of oil, then you for sure most likely fall in the category of the oily skin type. Now, still at it, when you wake up in the morning and notice the oil, some part of the faces have oil while some are dry. Now you are either in the category of the normal skin type or the combination skin type. I hope I'm not being too complicated. Now there's some people that, funny enough, on the same face they have two different types of skin. Maybe on the forehead and T-zone is very oily, around this area is very dry.
Well, I could definitely say you're not being too technical, but I could definitely say this as well, that you have this down to a science.
Good.
Yes.
Very good.
That's a
So
big
that is how
compliment.
you manually determine. So when people when maybe I'm talking to someone from a distance, and I want to know their skin type from where I am. I ask them to go for that test in the night, wash your face, sleep without rubbing anything. Then in the morning, tell me what it is like. Some I ask them to snap without filter, use natural light, go outside, use natural light, don't use any filter, snap and send to me. Then I could kind of determine from there where you fall.
Wow.
Okay. So
Yes, or sometimes you could also use a tissue. Sorry, let me add quickly. Now, when you take the tissue, it has two plies, right? Now, remove one
Yes.
ply. The tissue is double ply. Now, remove
Yes,
one,
double.
then press it to the skin, more like and see what you have on that ply. When you have so much oil, then for sure you fall in the category of the oily skin.
we have another
Okay.
question in the chat. Please, ladies, I'm
Okay.
dying here. Any easy home remedy to cure menstrual pain?
Okay. Can you get cinnamon? Cinnamon helps. And then if you don't have cinnamon, you
Cinnamon.
can get mint. Yeah, cinnamon. It helps with menstrual pain.
I'm familiar with cinnamon. Yes.
Yes, yeah. And there are two types of cinnamons. There's the Ceylon and there's the cassia.
Really?
But yeah, either of them they work. The difference is that the Ceylon is lighter while the cassia is more pepperish. So in color,
Do
you
you
see
know
the cassia is darker.
I get the back. I hope we are saying the
Okay.
same thing.
Very
The back.
effective. You can use it like tea.
Yes, the back. I just blended
Yes.
the back, and when it's blended, I use it with turmeric. Make it with turmeric tea and make it with
Very
turmeric
good.
in form of
That's
tea.
a detoxifying. Okay, now this is what the turmeric. Now you're doing a very good thing. The turmeric will detoxify, while the cinnamon is anti-stress. Please take it more often so that I can help you with your stress level. And it can also make you lose
I
weight.
think
I hope
that's
you
one
know
of the
that.
reasons I started it.
And I hope it can also help with weight loss.
If now weight loss,
Okay, so for the one
if
of the
now weight
menstrual
loss,
pain,
they talk that one.
if you're the one of the menstrual pain, she could use cinnamon, and if she does not find cinnamon, she could use either the oil. Now she should be careful when using the oil because the oil is very pepperish. So she just take a little bit of teaspoon, or she could add it inside warm water, something that her mouth can take. Do you understand? Now, if she does not get cinnamon, she can also work with mint. She could get the mint oil. She could also get the mint leaves. They work the same. It's just that the difference between the leaves.
Cinnamon is everywhere. I think
that's just in case. Now you don't know where she is. I say you don't know where she is. She might not have access to cinnamon.
Okay.
So just in case, she could do mint. They all work the same. Now the difference between the oil and the plant itself is the fact that the oil is highly concentrated in the sense that it was extraction, so it's highly concentrated. Are you clear here?
And I think another thing that can help with that is to reduce the amount of carbohydrates, because I think sometimes sugar has something to do with
Yeah,
painful
very
menstruation.
good, perfect. Exactly, sugar.
Mm.
And then that period, it's very it's very contradictory. But when you're in that pain, don't lie down. Stand up and exercise, and
Mm.
drink a lot of water as well. It will help. Don't lie
Mm.
down and sleep, because when you lie down now, you begin to feel sick. Exercise yourself, move around, walk, take walks, drink a lot of water.
Something to take the pain away, to take your
Yeah, no,
mind
it
off the
can't. It can't.
pain.
Look, it can't take, because if you know the procedure of a menstrual cycle, when you check your reproductive system, it's a different ball game. But then
I
it will
said to take
reduce.
your mind. No, it will take your mind
Yeah,
away from the
exactly.
pain.
Very good.
Yeah.
And it could actually reduce it, and it will actually reduce it as well. Exactly. Very true. Very,
Yes.
very true.
Yes.
But then just avoid intake of sugar. I know sometimes that period is almost like you're having cravings for sugar. Just try and fight
Exactly.
that cravings. Like me personally, I crave for sweet during that period, you see, which is very risky.
Mm.
So just reduce
Yes.
your sugar intake and take a lot of water. It's not
Mm.
easy. That's why I told you
Mm.
this is Africa. The female hormones is just like a tsunami. It goes haywire.
Tsunami.
Mm.
It goes haywire. It could go up, it could go down, it could go sideways, it could go backward. It goes
Mm.
haywire.
I actually
Yeah.
don't
Exactly.
like the mood swing it causes. I don't like
It's
it.
just the female hormones, the estrogen
Mm.
level, the progesterone. My dear, that was the
Exactly.
structure. That was how God created us. We just have to take it. But I heard that men also have mood swings. How true is it? This is Africa.
It's true.
Well, definitely. But I would say it's more controlled. But usually with our mood swings, it's going to have to be due to a situation. Usually something, an event has happened that triggers us.
Yeah.
But once we do get triggered, it can either be high depression or it could be high levels of anger. There's really
Oh
no
Yeah.
in
no.
between with men. You know what I mean?
This is Africa.
So
Uh,
I
yeah.
heard I heard that men also undergo menopause like women, but I'm
yes.
trying to look for the name. So at that
Um,
Okay.
point, they have similar symptoms like women.
Okay, let me
I'm not.
quickly add something. I'm seeing something in
Go
the
ahead.
comment section. There's this Sizzle Diaries just said something. She was like, my sister says a warm water bottle, just like I said, the warm water also helps. A warm water bottle, make sure it's covered in a cloth and put over your lower abdominal. Yes, it helps too. Yeah, it could also help. Just kind of melt the blood. You understand?
Mm.
And then avoid salty, spicy food and drinks. Plenty, yeah, drink plenty of water. And then competent Maggie said, I used to have bad menstrual pains until I bet my first one. Good. Now childbirth also helps. It increases that channel. So it also helps. I think it also helped me as well.
My sister, I have four
Childbirth
children. It
also
has not
helps.
helped
Some, that's why I said some. It's not all. It's not a
because
general this
till
thing.
now I still
Some,
do.
some, you see, like competent Maggie, it worked for her. Childbirth helped her, but some
It
it
didn't work
doesn't
for
change
me.
anything. Yeah, some it doesn't change anything. So just there are small remedies. Actually, in reality, there is no cure for it. Honestly, I don't know. That's the way God created us. But then
There's
there are
actually
little
a
little
cure.
remedies.
There's
Is there
actually
a
a
cure?
cure when you stop. Yes, when
Okay.
you stop menstruating at menopausal age. There is,
Ah!
and that's about
My sister,
50. When
but
you're 50,
But
thereabout.
you know, but it's so unfortunate that our let's say our mothers, they tend to hide a lot of things from us, and I don't know why. Do you know that it's like menopause too also has its own challenges?
Yes, it does.
It
It
does, but
does.
I don't know why they are not ready to tell us why. I
No,
don't
no,
know
they are
why.
strong. They are strong women. So they try to conceal a lot of things with smile so that you really don't know what is happening to them. So
I
some of
have
us had to
heard in a
figure
lot
out, yes, we had to figure
what,
out some of these things
but honestly, I
ourselves.
don't like it. I
I
don't
don't
like it.
like it. So we
I
should
wish
teach
they
our
could tell
children.
us. I wish,
Mm,
I wish they could. Like, let me
mm.
digress a little bit. Diana Ekweme, she's a Potako YouTuber. I think she was talking about things like this, and some people came for her head, which I wonder why they didn't want her to talk about things like that. Now, she was talking about her body changes after childbirth, and a lot of women came for her, mostly the matured women. They came for her neck that she should stop that rubbish.
And another
Which
problem
I
we have is,
wonder why they don't want her to talk about it.
African women.
I remember my
Let
grandmom
me use
telling
the
me
word
that
African women. Another
African
problem that
women.
we have, yes, another problem that we have is we are too secretive, even to our own self.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. That's the reason why you see an African woman will not open up to her child and tell her child, when you are menstruating, this is how it is. When we were growing up, I remember my grandmom telling me that if a boy touches you, you're going to get pregnant. But she never told me that
Extra steps you need to
it's
try.
not by touch, it's
Yeah.
by having sexual intercourse with that boy that will get you pregnant. But she only told me if a boy touches you. So I was avoiding the touch of any boy when I was in school. Until when I had to figure the whole thing out myself, that it's actually not in the touch. You understand? So a
Okay,
lot is
sorry,
happening.
Apogenic. There's a question here I saw from Marie Ishmael. She said, so when do I drink the cinnamon? Because my pain starts 3 days earlier, or I used to take daily. Now, Maria, if you could take daily, good. If you could add it into your food plan, your dieting, if you could, fine. Do you understand? Because sometimes these natural remedies don't work immediately. They are slowly but surely. So if you could add it into your diet, your normal routine, it won't be bad at all.
I think I have included it in my diet
Very
for
good. It
over
will
one
even be
year
better,
now,
because
almost 2 years
for
now.
me that instant does not work when it comes to natural ingredients, when it comes to herbs. So I think
It
if you
doesn't.
could add it, if you could incorporate it, even if it's not every day, but at least you could take it 2, 3, 4 times a week, it will go a long way. I did let it be in your system before the menstrual attack, if I must
If you
say
can't
that.
take it, if you can't take it every day, you can take it like a week before your menstrual flow. Start taking it a week before.
Yeah, now can you see what extra steps is saying? She said my mother showed her menopausal pain and she shared it with all of us. You see, and even you know, I wish we could have more mothers like that. My own mom will not share that with. I remember those days I was taking note of some things she was going through, but she was not going to come out blank and just say it out. Like, you understand? I wish more mothers could be like the one of Extra CEO. Maybe Extra CEO, you're lucky your mom opened up to you.
But I'm sure the new generation mom should. You understand?
Yeah, that is us. We should.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
think it's a bad idea either for boys to be taught what the issues are with women, because a lot of boys or men, they grow up too late knowing about what goes on within women,
That's true.
and then
Yes.
therefore that's a part of the big misunderstanding of what goes on in a woman's mind, in her body, and things of that nature.
Help
You
her
know,
on, okay.
and to try to answer your question, Afrogenic, earlier, I really don't know the name of it. Maybe if
Averagenic, let me shake the table a little bit. Helveran does not agree with your cure to menstrual pain.
But it works for me. It's working for me.
No, I mean she does not agree with your cure. That's, I think, if I'm correct, when you said menopause, she does not agree with that as well. She will.
Okay, if she has a
She
cure,
does
she
not.
should tell me. Because at this
She does
point
not
now,
agree as well.
I've not found a cure. If she has a cure, she should tell me. I'm here to learn.
real quick, I'm going to
Donu
answer
the Queen, thank you so much
the
for
question
the Eid
for
wishes.
Rich's World. This is actually not
Yes,
a
so competent Maggie, we the modern moms should tell our children the truth. Both the boys and the girls, we should tell our children the truth. Honestly, we in Africa, this is Africa, you might not know, but we in Africa, we conceal a lot of truth. Just what we were discussing earlier before this live. We're discussing something about African women, the way we in Africa we forbid divorce and all that. We conceal a lot of truth, and that is not nice.
Okay, so I'm answering the question for was it Rich's World? This is actually not
Okay.
an app that you download on your phone or your computer. It's actually web
Including your
based.
son, exactly.
It's web based. So basically, you'd go to StreamYard.com, sign up for an account, and then there's instructions on there on how to set up a live stream using YouTube with
Yes,
StreamYard.
reduce sugar. Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy
So
I came. So does she have
Oh,
does everyone have solution to menstrual pain? Let me learn.
I was when you said menopause, I'm not like I got scared. But then,
No, not for everybody. Like you said, some people after their
okay,
first
we're using a
child.
StreamYard. We're using a StreamYard. Someone is asking what app are we using for this LS? We're using a StreamYard.
Yeah. Asma, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I already
Okay.
I answered the question for you. I wasn't sure if you heard me. I have another question for you, actually. So let's talk a little bit about YouTube business.
Okay.
Like when and why did you start your YouTube channel?
All right, good question. Do you know that this is Africa? I've wanted to start a YouTube channel like forever. I can't even remember, but I didn't have the guts. Now, what I mean by I didn't have the guts, when I watch other YouTubers, like okay, especially when I started my makeup, actually, I now got involved in watching a lot of YouTube videos, like very popular makeup artists like Dimma Ume, of course, everybody knows her. Then Jackie, of course, that's the international one. And then I think Omar Bell as well. Then there's Laifa. Though I watched more of my melanin skin sisters. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say to you.
Yes.
I watched a little bit of the foreign ones too. Like I remember watching this lady and Dennis Lava. I'm not sure where she's coming from too. I watched her own. Now for me, when I started watching those women, honestly, that was where I started building the interest of starting YouTube. But I didn't have the guts. I'll not lie to you. I didn't have the guts to start. But gradually, as of last year, especially when I got active into my skincare business. Now I get a lot of questions and try to do a lot of convincing. And I noticed that most of my customers kept making references to what they saw on the internet, Now it strikes something home. I was like, okay, does that mean that these people believe what they hear in the internet more? Even if this internet is a lie, they tend to believe it more. Okay, let me try building my own content on the internet, and that was where I built the guts to begin my content creation on the internet. Initially, I'll not lie to you, when I started, I didn't know what to start with. I didn't know if I should start with makeup or I should start with skincare. But gradually, I just knew I wanted to start with skincare because that was what pushed me into the YouTube currently. So I now started checking out other content creators around lifestyle, beauty and lifestyle. You understand? First of all, the person that struck me was Chu. I think one Chinese, I think, or Korean lady. She does both makeup and skincare.
Okay.
Just similar to what I do. That is how her content creation is. That's how what her niche is like. Then there's this other lady, even though her own niche is more on the skincare, she's a Ghanaian beauty YouTuber, Oba Paskine. That's her name on YouTube. Of recent, myself and her actually even connected. Yeah. So gradually the skincare business was what pushed me to YouTube. Now, to be honest, when I was even getting into YouTube, I was like, hey God, who will even watch my video? There was that fear. Sure, you understand? And how was the acceptance? Who is going to like me? Do you understand? Who is going to listen to me? But gradually, I took the bull by the horn. After meeting one Port Harcourt YouTuber, even though she does not even know she was one of my strongest inspiration, Asi Darling. I don't know if some of you here will know her. Now we met at the farmers market, the very first edition of the farmers market, and she told me she was a content creator on YouTube, and that was why I picked the courage, and I was like, let's do it. So I started my YouTube channel. That was last year July.
Okay.
So that was when in July was the first time I dropped my first content. It was I've deleted the video actually, but it was very waxed.
Okay.
It was very waxed. I was actually showing how to wear a face mask. I was just a DIY actually.
Okay. So let me give a few more shout outs. We have Donnie the Queen. I actually did a 21 question interview with her last year.
Okay. Hi, Donnie.
We have a Golden Lady TV show. Thank you all for coming in. We also
Golden
have
Lady, welcome.
Let's see here. I just saw her. Dynamic Joe V. Thank you for coming in.
Dynamic who? Are we saying Dynamic who? I want to scream. Afrogenic, you understand me now?
We also have.
What do you talk? I know hear you.
As I hear you say Dynamic, I want to shout at this in a Dynamic Victoria.
Okay, Dynamic Victoria.
But I feel like no be her.
All right. So my next question for you is: since being on YouTube, what are a couple of the challenges that you had to face, and how did you overcome them?
honestly speaking, this is Africa. I'm still facing them. I'm still facing them. Like being honestly speaking, being a YouTuber. As I even speak to you now, do you know? Just when you were supposed, you and I were supposed to meet like 30 minutes before the live. Do you
Right.
know? Just when I was about to set up for us to meet, my brother, they took light. Oh, the power supply went off. So as I speak to you now, I'm running on generator. So as a Nigerian YouTuber, honestly, power supply is an issue. Then another issue that we have to also, to be honest with you, is the data. Like buying data here is kind of expensive. I know Aprogenic and Aprogenic will understand me where I'm coming from. Do you understand? So
Yeah,
honestly
say
Absolutely
speaking,
it
being a
understand
YouTuber, yes, being a YouTuber based in Nigeria, this is Africa, is hectic, honestly speaking. And then content creation for us here is very, very new, especially when I'm vlogging, because I also do vlogs on my channel. When you go out with your camera, like there was one vlog that I will never forget that experience, even though I don't know that video has not even gotten views, and I don't know, maybe it's not interesting, I don't know. Now that vlog, I showed myself going to the motor park here in Port Harcourt, because some of my, and let me quickly add too, especially my local logistics here, I also use the way bill, that is movement by road. I go to the motor park, I use either luxurious buses or all those other transport companies. You understand? So I did that vlog going to the motor park here in Port Harcourt. There's a popular motor park here we call Waterlines Motor Park. Do you know that I had to go with a support system, someone like an indigene of River State, because as I told you earlier, I'm not an indigene here. So I had to go with a supportive indigene to help me video. If not, number one is a pack. Though I'm not saying they are rough or anything, but they look like, you could tell that some people were like, there was this mean look like, don't video me. You understand? So
yeah.
honestly, here we're very naive. That part of vlogging is not obvious here yet.
you
So
can't go
honestly,
to
as
the
a Nigerian,
mall and video.
Uh,
You can't go to
you
the
can't.
mall and
There are
film.
some places, yes. There are some places that the security
You
we stop you.
they'll seize your camera. You can't.
Exactly,
so
exactly,
I like to
exactly.
read a comment that's not even on this live stream, but I'm not going to say who it is, but it's very funny to me because it was funny to that person. This interview is super interesting. One moment we are talking about makeup and skincare. Now we're menstrual pain and childbirth.
It all goes together. It's a beauty thing. It's a beauty and
I get it.
lifestyle. There,
Yeah, I
it's
get
beauty
that.
and lifestyle. Now we're talking about beauty, and now we're talking about lifestyle. It's still related. If you look at it critically, it's all related.
Now, I did have a little bit of a reserve of even wanting to do this because it had to do with makeup and it's not a man's thing. But
But
after watching your videos and stuff like that, that's why it took me a little while to contact you back. That
yeah,
I
yeah,
found the science behind what you were doing, and that actually encouraged me to actually say, let's go ahead and collab with this person because I think this is important. Um, and you had a lot to say in your videos, and you definitely had a lot to say today. So a lot of people I know for a fact have gotten a lot out of this, and I hope they're subscribing to your channel. If anybody doesn't know, her link is in the description box for her YouTube channel. I'll be adding all her Instagram links later on after the stream sometime when she gives me that information.
yeah. So that's it.
So I do have a couple more questions here. You already talked about the challenges. Now, with the challenges, I mean, that's another thing too. Thank you, Afrogenic, for being on the panel. With the challenges, just like I said on Afrogenics that one day, is that sometimes people are going to have, I think I said power issues or data issues. So there might be an emergency where somebody can't show up and stuff like that. And the 30 minutes ahead of time, and I've also done this with homies and lifters in the chat. I think we did like 20 minutes ahead of time to make sure that the
Yeah,
microphones are working, to make sure that we're talking with each other a little bit, maybe even to ask questions like maybe what to say, what not to say. All this is like troubleshooting before it starts because you really want to start on time as best as possible.
yeah, exactly.
But sometimes, and especially with the issues that we're talking about, as far as not either able to show up because of this, because of that, those are real things. So if somebody sets up a live stream in the future, like I did, like this is like 3 days in advance, and
Yeah,
everybody comes to it on that time at that time, and it doesn't happen, is because something went on to where it could not happen at that time. And as long as you have like an apology or whatever for everybody, sorry because this happened, that happened, and we can reschedule. That doesn't happen too often, but when it does, just have patience with those content creators, because I think that's very important.
Exactly. Like, let me even add quickly, like on my channel, like I have some subscribers, because on my channel, as you could see, I also do makeup videos. Now, some of them were asking me if I apply makeup only on myself. So I told them, no, I'm equally a makeup artist. So for that, I picked up a challenge. Like, it was supposed to be a 7 days challenge to bring up different makeup transformation on my channel, like showing myself actually applying makeup, because I'm also a professional makeup artist, which a lot of people didn't know at that time, but I guess now they do. Okay, you know, I was supposed to upload, like 7 videos, but you know the last one refused to upload.
Why is
He
that?
just refused to upload. I don't know, maybe network issues.
Okay.
He refused to upload, and I just had to let go.
That has happened over here, actually, with a couple of videos of mine a few years
Wow.
ago.
But I think it's more over here. As I told you, before we started, when you were talking about technique and troubleshooting, I was like, we might not have that on my own end because it didn't rain. But if it had rained today, this is Africa, I think would have been saying a different story. So we here, I think we don't have weather, like we don't have something to back up our weather. So honestly, it's a challenge. Being a YouTuber from Nigeria, honestly speaking, you have no idea. It's difficult. I'll not even lie to you about it.
So you just gave me an idea that I never thought about before, because like I said, in Kenya, it's been an issue. In Nigeria, it's been an issue when it rains. The network is not that good. So I'm thinking now with some of these apps.
Welcome, T-Vlogs. Sorry, and this is Africa. Let just help me say, let me shout out to T-Vlogs. As I told you earlier, she's the convener of the women on YouTube. I told you about it earlier.
Yes.
So she's here. T-Vlogs is here.
Welcome, T-Vlogs. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
And she's got a show that she was talking about the other day that she's going to start bringing on, I think, a couple days a week. So if anybody doesn't know it, go hit her up and find out that information.
Yeah.
Now to get back on what I was saying, there's some apps that we could use to actually help us schedule these live streams, especially if somebody is in Africa for one particular reason. If it's raining, you can look at the 7-day forecast and see if it might rain that day. If you're gonna plan it out at least 7 days in advance, I think that would be good. And if you think it's going to rain that day, then probably schedule it either sooner or after that, because you just gave me an idea I never thought of. That's something else I can now use as one of my tools.
But you know, like now, the T-Vlogs is here. T-Vlogs, let me say welcome to you again. Now we're based in the same city, Port Harcourt. You know, our weather here does not tell you it's going to rain. That's another problem. Our weather forecast is like the most uncertain information you can get. It doesn't tell you, like, okay, it started today as a very, very sunny day, and then suddenly it looked as if it was going to rain, and then suddenly the sun came back. So sometimes our weather forecast is not accurate, to be honest with you.
Now, is your area of Nigeria, is it very tropical?
Yes, especially where we stay here. As I told you, the port is a very, very tropical area. And aside from that, there are a lot of, let's still come back to chemistry. This is Africa. There's a lot of industrial activities. So you know what I mean.
Okay.
So it provokes a lot of rainfall.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you have a lot of trees too, that also helps to create.
No, we don't really have a lot of trees. We don't really have a lot of trees in Port Harcourt. Basically, it's the activities, our industrial activities. You know what I mean? It goes back to the cloud and provoke, and it involves a lot of heat, carbon monoxide. So the whole chemistry, if you know what I mean. So it brings back rainfall. That's I'm digressing a little bit of geography, right? So it brings back the rainfall. Yeah.
Okay. We also have Onana. It just came in. Thank you for being here. Now the next question I have for you, like here on YouTube, is there any one or two YouTubers that have inspired you, and who would that be?
Okay, you mean like please ask the question again. Like, are you saying generally or right now as I'm on YouTube right now?
Well, in general, like, is there any particular YouTuber or maybe a couple of YouTubers that have inspired you to be on YouTube?
Yes, as I told you earlier, like for the makeup aspect, honestly, I have, I like, will I even call them? They might not even know that, but they are technically, like right now, they are my mentors. As I told you earlier, Dima Ume is one of them. Then Laefa is one of them. And then Jackie Aina, of course, I know she's on the top, but I still look up to her.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you
So
had,
on the skincare, sorry, let me add quickly. Now on the skincare part, I told you this Ghanaian YouTuber Oba Paskine. I'll send you her link in the email maybe after this stream.
okay.
She's
So,
another person that, honestly speaking, I learned a lot from her, and it also inspired me on my YouTube journey.
okay.
And
So,
then those that gave me courage, I don't know, there's inspiration, there's courage. For those that have given me courage on my YouTube journey, honestly, they are the sisters that I have here with me: Afrogenic, Combatant, Maggie, Extra, CEO. Like now of recent, I just met T Vlogs. That's another amazing person. Like these are people that made me realize that go, we can do it. We're watching you. We're behind you. Like honestly speaking, I cannot tell them thank you. I wish there were better words than thank you. I've met a lot of amazing both men and women in this journey. I've even met I've met beautiful people, honestly, and I might not be able to mention all of them, but honestly, I love you all. I love you all so much.
and we all love you.
Thank you. This is Africa.
You're welcome. So, if you had any piece of advice for any up and coming YouTuber, what would you say to that person?
Honestly, YouTube, I've like I've even had like maybe friends that wanted to also join YouTube, and they thought that maybe it was a walk in the park. You understand? And when they begin, they realize it's not like that. So for me, I think when you're coming into YouTube, and this is an advice someone gave to me, and I'm working with it, which I'm also going to transfer the advice to the upcoming generation, even though I'm still upcoming. Okay, is don't rely on the money on YouTube. Go into YouTube as another source of business, like another branch to other businesses you can achieve. It's not all about the money. The passion has to also be there.
Yeah, I think that's a very important right there.
So someone told me that, and I'm also telling it to someone that wants to listen.
So you have a question from Donnie the Queen. She's asking, was saying something about have a backup or a plan B in case of change of weather that affects your video, and she didn't finish that explanation. So, like, do you have a plan B?
Okay. As a Nigerian now, I'm speaking from my own part as a Nigerian. The main plan B is light supply, like the power source. That is where we are talking of option A and option B. I had to make sure and check my generator was in order just in case the source of power fails. Now, the one of the weather, honestly, is something that I cannot control. Just as you said, it's just left for you to apologize to your subscribers. And of course, if they love you that much, they would understand with you.
True.
Yeah, so that's just it. You know, at the end of the day, this life, you can't expect 100 all the time. Shit happens. I'm sorry to use that word.
Well, I don't even think that's really a cuss word, to be honest with you. I don't think it actually
Right?
falls in that category realistically.
Yeah, it's just being realistic, exactly. So for me, I just feel that nothing goes 100. It has to have a crack.
Right. And Afrogenic just made a great little statement. Let us focus and be on our content and not on the money, because the money will come if you're focused on your content.
Exactly.
You know
like
what I mean?
even not just YouTube. I think generally everything. Like for me, I think even in my business, I'm still learning. I'm still learning from very amazing people like Helveron and Extra CEO. Like I don't play with those two ladies because they are business inclined. I am still learning. Even as it is, I can't tell you I'm sitting down on a gold mine. I can't tell you I am making so much profit. But I just feel that my passion is going to push me towards that direction at the right time.
Okay. So do you have any last words you would like to tell the audience and for the people who are going to be watching this later?
I love you all, honestly, and I really appreciate the fact that among millions or even among billions, I actually got noticed. Like honestly, that means a lot to me. It's something that I can never trade for anything. Like YouTube was not YouTube was not a place I thought I was going to come and meet amazing people. I never thought that. And honestly, to be honest, let me be a little bit personal here. I think when I joined YouTube, I was having a little bit of some emotional disorder, and to be honest with you, I got my balance. Like the content creation took my mind away from so many things, and before you know anything, I'm fine as it is, and I'm proud of myself. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much. This is Africa. I am happy. I am glad, even though at the beginning you were doubting a collaboration with me, but I am so happy that you found a common ground and you brought me on this platform. Honestly, I am so grateful and I really appreciate the fact that I am able to have this honor. Like, I feel honored. Like, I'm blushing actually. You might not see it from here, but I am so happy and I
You're welcome.
love you all. I love you so much. Like, I am real. Maybe love at first sight, it exists. For me, it exists. I fell in love with some people at first sight on YouTube. Honestly, I am so happy I am here. I'm not saying it does not have its negative side, you know, everywhere there is the good, the bad, the ugly, but I try to focus on the good, and that is what works for me.
I hear you. And I really appreciate you being on. And thank you, everybody, for coming in. Again, this is Sunday,
Thank you.
24 May 2020, and we are out. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Peace.